Okay, so I'm here in my kitchen today to take you on a little yoga sequence while you're cooking in your kitchen or while you're in your kitchen. Maybe you're waiting for your kids to finish eating, maybe you're waiting for them to finish getting ready for school, and you really don't have time to go downstairs, get your mat out, and get something going. And this is coming from a mom of four. Now, maybe you just need to get to work and you don't have too much time to go and get your mat out, and you need to do it while you're waiting for your oatmeal to cook or whatever. These are stretches that don't have to flow in any kind of sequence, but you can just do them because they feel good and they're a great way to start your day. So we're first going to come to any cabinet that is nice and steady and stable, and you're going to bring your feet back a little parallel to your hips. Bring your hands out to the edge of the cabinet. My stove is not on, of course. Now, if your stove is on, maybe use a different cabinet. And then you're just going to drop your head between your arms, and then just take a big inhale through the nose. And let that air fill all the way up into your shoulders as you find a little bit of protraction there and engagement in the core, and then sink back down. Exhale. Find that retraction in the shoulders. So you're finding like a bit of a cat-cow. So inhale, pull the belly in, and that protraction in the shoulders. Find that movement in the spine, and then exhale, drop the belly, retraction in the shoulders. And flow through that a couple more times. Maybe you only have time to do it 1 or 2 times. Now we're going to add a bit of hip movement in here, so maybe bring the feet a little bit closer and maybe turn the toes out so that they track with the knees. And then we're just going to sink into the hips. So we're still stretching through the shoulders, stretching into the hips. You can always bring this closer if you want to find a deeper hip stretch. I'm working towards getting my shoulders and my hips, but you do you. See what feels good. Play around with it. Maybe you do something different each morning. So sinking into the hips, coming back up. Maybe play around with that movement. Find some mobility. Making sure to keep the knees and the toes aligned. Making sure to breathe. Exhale down. Inhale up. So that's one quick movement. Now we're going to continue to use our stable base here, and then we're going to just bring the front foot up. So our right foot, left foot, whatever one you choose. Back leg is extended, toes are pointed towards the top. We're just going to find a nice little high lunge. You can either keep your hands for support, or you can even come into a crescent lunge while you're in the kitchen. Sink the shoulders back and down, open up through the heart and chest. Big inhale, and then come back to your stable area, stepping back with the other foot, keeping the hands for stability or coming all the way up. Crescent lunge, find core engagement, find the lift, big inhale, flexion in the front knee, extension in the back, toes are pointed to the top once again. Zip those inner thighs together, find strength in this pose. And then coming back to our center. Find a little triangle pose now. It always feels nice in the morning. So step the right foot back, step your left foot forward. And then you can, once again, use this as a base and reach up, extend that arm all the way up to the ceiling. Really feel like you're pulling that left hip, right? If my left foot is forward, I'm drawing that left hip in and engagement in the core. Reaching that hand up to the sky. Fingertips all the way up. Finding length through the side body here. You can even bring the hand down, find a twist. Twists are always great in the morning, as we've usually been sleeping in a flexed position or staying in one position all night long. Let's do the other side. So using that base if you'd like, triangle pose, lift up through those fingertips. Once again, draw that right hip in, left hip in. Almost like you're bringing them together, right? But we're not looking for perfection. Listen to your body. Maybe that's too much. Lift up through the fingertips. Take a big inhale, exhale. Take that twist if you want, so you're pivoting that back foot straight, almost like a pyramid pose, reaching the hand up, or you can even take this hand up for stability. And maybe that allows you to find that twist more if you've got that stability. And then coming back, and then go ahead and take a ragdoll. You can do that without any stability, or always happy to place your hands on something. Coming back down, and all the way up. Let's do a shoulder stretch. So grab any kind of cabinet. You can use your fridge, your cabinet, a wall, and you're just going to take the fingers, press into the cabinet, open up through the shoulders. Okay, so we're looking for nice alignment here. Straight line, finger to shoulder. And then stand tall. Feet are grounded evenly, pressing in through the feet to the floor. Find that nice engagement in the core, so we're not looking for anterior, posterior, nice neutral position. Open up through the shoulders. You can even take the other hand and reach out the opposite direction. And then we're going to switch sides. So I'll show you from this angle, opening up through that shoulder. Maybe you take your hands and back behind you and interlace them, open up through the shoulders that way. And then one more ragdoll, coming all the way down. And back up. Now, if that's enough for you, you can stop there, or you can keep going. So a couple more stretches you can do, or use your cabinet with your foot. So place your foot up on the cabinet. Feel that stretch all the way down the back side of your leg into your hamstrings. Press into it. Maybe you bring your hands to your foot. Maybe they come to your knee or your leg. You're pressing into that. That's gonna feel really nice. You can even stir something while you're doing this. But make sure to breathe. Really try to keep the breath, focus on the breath. And if your kids are in the kitchen with you, have them do it with you. Maybe your husband, your significant other, your partner, whoever. Let them do it with you. And then coming back up. Take the other foot, placing it on the cabinet, pressing down in, feeling that stretch all the way down the posterior chain. Now you're welcome to do these unsupported while you're standing in the kitchen. You don't even have to use support. You want to just take that foot up, feel that stretch while you're in the kitchen, standing up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine, the crown of the head. You can play around with doing that in the kitchen. The creativity is, it could go wild, right? Another one that I really love in the morning time is stretch your quads, the fronts of your thighs. So come to a wall or a cabinet, fridge, take your foot, press it up behind you, pressing the top of your foot into the cabinet. So it's a nice foot stretch as well, and gets into those quads. And then grab something behind you, or maybe you want to try and work with finding the balance. Find that stretch at the top of the leg. It's always tight in a lot of people, so this is a great stretch. Try the other side, making sure to stay with the breath. I think a good aim is 1 to 5 breaths, but your time is your time. Whatever you have time for. I mean, if you're taking 1 or 2 breaths and that's all you got time for, you're doing a good job. Meet yourself where you're at and honor yourself for doing it. Another pose that you can quickly do, pigeon pose, like you do on a mat, that feels so great for some people. And we're gonna do it on the cabinet. So I would typically probably do it here and not on the stove, but for the purposes of showing you this pose in my small rental kitchen, here we go. So you're gonna take your foot, place it up on the cabinet, pressing the knee. So you're aligning the knee with the ankle or the foot, and then you're pressing in just like you would pigeon pose on the mat. It should feel very deep into the hips. If it doesn't, take a little deeper. Maybe you take your leg out a little further back. And make sure to breathe. And we'll do both sides. So now take your left or your right ankle, press your knee into the cabinet. You gotta find that stability, or you can maybe come a little deeper into the pose. One hand for stability, one hand on the foot. Play around with it, see what feels good for you. So making sure to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and that would be pigeon pose. Quick yoga in the kitchen. Anyone can do this. It's very, very accessible. You know, you got your things to keep you stable, and then just to end things off, take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Maybe you end with a good 10 refreshing breaths to start your morning. And I hope that you enjoyed the sequence or this flow of movements that you can incorporate into your morning, your day, whatever time you've got. Maybe you work night shift and have to do it during the daytime, I don't know. But up to you. Have a great day. Namaste.